I remember one point, Dave, the leader of the pack, said we were getting a pilot seat for the bomber. And he had been in contact with somebody, I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina. It was kind of a curio shop, from what I understand. And they somehow had the pilot seat for a B-26 bomber. So we rounded up some money, all the guys, and he drove down there with his pickup truck and brought back the pilot seat. It was beautiful. It was worn just enough to be right. The upholstery was right. So he checked it all out and everything was there. So he said, well, let's take it over and put it in the plane. And in the cockpit floor, there was a set of rails. And we picked up the seat, lifted it up, and set it down and went right in the tracks. Just perfect. And it slid as it should. So we got it adjusted and tightened it up. And Dave said, do you mind if I sit in it first? I said, no. So I got in the co-pilot seat. We had the side windows open. We're looking out the window, hanging out like a couple kids. And Dave sits there in the seat. And I'm just watching him. His hands go right over to the throttle. Automatically, right to the throttle. And he's sitting there, and I'm watching him. And I was like watching a movie of like invasion of Normandy. Like he was sitting there looking out through the windshield and just watching the cliffs come up and everything. And it was amazing. It was very, very emotional. So he's sitting there, he looked over and he says, you want to sit? I said, oh, yeah. So I got in the seat and the same movie played for me.
I was on the first mission on Invasion Morning, and that was one of the things that I look back and I said it was probably the greatest sight a person will ever see. All of the ships and all of the airplanes and all of the men. We had a very definite pattern. If you took off, you had to go at a certain altitude, which was really low level, so that all the other planes taking off from all of the other bases at the same time, you wouldn't collide. And our mission at that invasion morning was at 1,500 feet, clearing the beaches along there, just shooting at random to keep the Germans' heads down so the men could make those beaches. And we could watch it and look over the side, and we could see them getting out of their landing craft and hitting the beaches, and made that pass. And of course, you could see where the parachuters had been the night before and landed.